Welcome back to the Clutch Your Kick podcast. This is your host, Alonzo Romo. And so this week we'll be talking about we got some E3 news, some Unreal Engine being revealed out to the public officially. Tomb Raider is supposedly getting a new installment in the series. And yeah, a couple more other things. Let's get right into it. So starting off with E3 for 2022, it has been officially canceled. There wasn't really much of a reason as to why, or I couldn't really find a reason why they really wanted to cancel it. But they did say that it will return in 2023 as both a physical and a digital format. And then also the host of the Game Awards did announce that he will be hosting the Summer Game Fest again. So I'll be coming back in the basically on a quote unquote replacement of E3. E3 has always been such a huge part of the gaming community's lives, especially in building hype for games, especially big titles. The past few years, it has been going down. The pandemic kind of was like the closing act, I feel like, for it to kind of just disappear. But even before that, I feel like it wasn't as big as it has been even years before then. Or at least I would say before 2015 was probably maybe 2017 was, I would say, when anytime before that was E3 was actually good. The E3s after that, I don't know. I think just the titles and stuff weren't as hyped up, and I feel like the event itself isn't as memorable as it was before, or as the older, past years or whatever. So yeah, there's that. I don't know. Does it really have a big effect? I feel like not really, just because now a lot of the developers do their own separate things. With you have EA doing their, I forget what it's called, but they do it in the summer. They present like all their upcoming games and stuff. You have Nintendo doing their thing. You have who else? I don't think I don't think Blizzard does anything, do they? I forget. Well, they have BlizzCon, but I don't even know when that usually takes place. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really know if it has such a huge impact. I feel like not really anyone cares. I feel like a lot of people can live without an E3, but I understand them trying to make it come back just for the nostalgia part, and just so they can get money for they can be the central plug for all the latest movies and stuff. Or movies, freaking games. I don't know. I was thinking movies. In other news, we have Postal 4 is getting a release date. I only played, I think it was Postal 2 a little bit when I was young. That game is like, doesn't give a fuck. It's like South Park, but I don't know. It's a lot more fucked up than South Park as a game, that is. But yeah, it's called Postal 4, No Regrets. It's been 11 years since Postal 3, which was in 2011. That game did have a lot of negative reception by the community. So as you can tell, I mean, they had 11 years to work on Postal 4 to make sure they hopefully knocked it out of the park. It's not a huge game, but it's definitely a game that's there just to fuck around, I guess. It has been in early access though, Postal 4, since October of 2019, and for their 1.0 update, or their, I guess, official launch, they're aimed for April 20th of this year, and it will not be on consoles. It will only be PC port. So I'm guessing Steam will be the main library for that. Next, we have Riot Games is supposedly now aiming for Valorant to be released on console. So that's pretty cool. I don't know how it's gonna work though, to be honest. Because I know back in the day when CS:GO was on the Xbox 360, that was a nightmare. I felt like. So that'll be kind of similar to this because you're gonna have to have a lot of, I don't know, with a controller. It's hard. I feel like, especially for types of games like CS:GO and Valorant, considering you need a lot of keybinds, especially with Valorant with adding the abilities on top of obviously like uh, crouching and walking and all that. I don't know how they would work that on a controller, but I'm very curious to see. They did tease recently that they are prototyping a console version, but they officially made job listings for console related jobs in relation to working on Valorant. So that could mean that they're a little bit past the prototype and they're kind of going full force now. So that's my guess. But there was a leak of code that did suggest that uh, that they're well on their way into the console era with Valorant, because there was reference code that named an Xbox Network and PSN placement. So I don't know. Console Valorant, could it be a flop? Yes, in many ways it can be, considering the functionality of a controller with the game. Um, Otherwise, I think it's definitely a cool connection with those who can't afford a PC or don't want to move to PC. They can get a feel for a game like Valorant, because there really isn't any other game like Valorant and CS:GO esque games on console besides maybe Rainbow Six, but even then, I feel like that game's a little more friendly towards controller a lot more than Valorant and CS:GO style uh, games. But yeah, I'm definitely interested to see where they take this and how successful they can be with porting it to a console. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna play it on console because obviously I grind on PC a lot more with it. Um, so I probably won't play it, but I mean, I'm kind of interested in seeing how they can do it. I'm very interested in seeing that. So we'll see. Next, we have Unreal Engine did have its showcase this week on the 5th. They did show parts of the Matrix demo, which I think that came out last year, that you're able to play it, and they also showed a few other things, but like just snippets. It wasn't really much of anything. The Unreal Engine 5, like, I don't know. It's like real life. It doesn't even look like a game. It's sick. Just seeing the Matrix demo, it felt like I was in a Matrix movie rather than playing a Matrix game. And it's like, I don't know. It's ray tracing on steroids. It's freaking anti-aliasing on steroid. Every little single detail just seems disgustingly boosted. Now, for games that are going to be on this engine, I don't know. I feel like it's going to be where these games are literally going to be like an MW type storage space. MW 2019, that is. Where you're going to need like 250 gigabytes of space just for one game, even if it's a single player game or something. I don't know. It like the attention to detail with the graphics in this engine is so accurate to a real life standing that I don't know how they're going to compress file sizes for games um, for it to be a decent size without people complaining. So I don't know. We'll see. It looks really good though. I'm really impressed by what they've come out with. Next, we have Xbox Game Pass could be getting a family plan. So basically details on that, or details that we have rumored to be, that you're going to be able to share 5 accounts in the same country controlled by one account holder. And it's supposedly set to launch this year. There will be separate plans though for the PC pass and the console pass, or some people also mentioned that they could be all together in one in a ultimate package, which I feel like would probably be in their best interest to do, but they also can make more money if they do separate. So we'll see. Family plans, I feel like would be a good idea for the Game Pass, especially I think that new PS Plus thing should introduce that, because I think that definitely helps, especially if you want to game share with stuff. I think that's a good thing. Unless you can't, you might have to be on the same console. I don't know. Some other news, more news in the Unreal Engine 5. It's now they made it available for game devs the same day that they had the showcase. They also announced that the game devs are allowed to download it now. So some of the key tech stuff that they said is available to it. They have something called Lumen, which is the global lighting illumination tool that they're calling it, and Nanite, which makes LOD quality better, basically significantly better, obviously, than what we have now. So with Lumen and Nanite, I think that's kind of what gives the more real life effect, the way that they can accurately reflect light and accurately have a global light, hence the sun, give a very real life-esque of how it would be on surfaces in a game. So I think that's a very cool, I think, upgrade in engine. The one thing with the new Unreal Engine is I'm very curious to see how other engines, such as DICE, plan to upgrade their software, considering with this Unreal Engine being probably the most realistic we'll see in the near future. I'm very curious to see how good these other engines are going to be upgrading, and to see how, I don't know, we'll see which one's better. I feel like you cannot get too realistic. I feel like there's always going to be a limit to what games are going to be able to, or game engines are going to be able to output, I feel like. But they also did announce during the showcase that there will be a few games that are confirmed to be made in this engine: BioShock 4, the new Witcher, and also the new Mass Effect title. And also there was details of the Mandalorian series. Stated that they will also use the engine for its digital set. So I think that's pretty cool. That will definitely give you an into or an insight into a real life scenario, acting with scenes and stuff, and see how good it looks. That will be in relation to gaming. So I think that's a really cool thing. Tomb Raider is getting a new title. It will be made on Unreal Engine 5, so that's cool. And there hasn't been exact details, but it could be leading off of the Shadow of the Tomb Raider, or it could go back to the original timeline. We don't really know, or they could just be making a new reboot. I feel like it'd be their best interest to leave off of Shadow of the Tomb Raider, but it has been a little bit. What has it been? What, like 3 years? 3 years or 4 years? I think it's like 3 years since Shadow of the Tomb Raider came out. Or was it in 2020? Was it 2 years? I think it was 2019. Pretty sure. But yeah, so we also won't hear any news, probably exact details, until Crystal Dynamics will be done with some of their other stuff, because they are still working on Marvel Avengers. Why do they bother still working on that flop of a game? I have no clue. But I mean, I guess they gotta do what they gotta do. Ubisoft announces Rainbow Six Siege Mobile. This might be a disaster. I don't know. It will have the same ops as other platforms, or all platforms, and it basically will be a carbon copy of the game, matching its gameplay and everything from every other platform onto mobile, which is going to be, I don't know. There's no official release date yet, but we can sign up for the alpha test on the Ubisoft site. So make sure you guys go check that out if you are interested. I might check it out just to see. Will it blow up my phone? I don't know. We'll all have to find out. But I don't know what is wrong with this. It's such a meta right now for all these like AAA games to go to mobile. It's so weird because I know there's even rumors too for Valorant mobile. So I don't know what the hell is going on, because then we have Apex Legends mobile coming. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the gaming meta right now. It's very weird. Dead by Daylight, with its 6th anniversary coming up, they will be having a special update soon. There's new leaks saying that there will be for sure an event with including a new killer and a survivor, which that makes sense. I mean, they have to include a new killer and survivor considering it's their 6th anniversary. There also will be some community challenges. So basically challenges where the whole community, if they pitch in, they can earn something. My guess it'll probably be a skin or probably maybe perks. And then generators and hooks will have a different look to them, a different skin to them for the anniversary celebration. Ghost Recon will be getting a new title. It has been in development for about a year, and they are looking to release it in 2023. With the last 2 Ghost Recons, I didn't play Breakpoint. That was the only recent one I didn't play. Wildlands I did play. Wildlands had its problems, but I didn't really think it was that bad of a game that other people said it was. I kind of enjoyed it. It's just sometimes the bots, like your CPU, like teammates, kind of acted freaking bummy like. But other than that, I don't know. I thought it was a decent game. I enjoyed my time with it. Breakpoint, I know, got a lot of flack for the game, which I don't know. It looked a really, really realistic and tactical based, as like I've seen a lot of TikToks and stuff recently of people that like cool scenarios they make out of like some of the fights and stuff. But I don't know. I think it was more of I feel like from seeing gameplay, I feel like it's more of a map issue and a gameplay mechanics issue, because a lot of players, since obviously this rumor has come out about the new Ghost Recon coming out, a lot of players are looking to go back to roots of the originals, Ghost Recon, freaking Future Soldier. I don't know. Future Soldier's but the ones before that, I think, is what people want to be. And the older ones were good. But I don't know. I feel like in these scenarios of these most recent Ghost Recon games, they've been trying to get a more tactical, realistic thing to them. I don't know. I don't know. The Ghost Recon community has, I feel like, dwindled. So I feel like I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but I don't know. We'll see where this Ghost Recon goes. I feel like they can make it good, but I mean, it is Ubisoft, and Ubisoft has a long track record of messing things up. So I don't know. We'll see. It's supposedly codenamed Project Over, which I don't even know what the hell that's supposed to mean. The code names I feel like are useless, but there's just some people out there that I guess need to know that. Mlb the Show 22 did release this past week. Actually released this week, technically, the standard edition on April 5th. But I did get it early because I pre-ordered the deluxe edition, so I played it on, was it the 1st, I believe. I'm addicted to the game. I love Mlb the Show. Every year, I always grind it out. But as of the standard edition coming out, they did add new content. We have the Nike City Connect jersey program. There's moments to complete, player XP goals to meet, and exchanges that you can do. So make sure you guys grind those out to get that Face of the Franchise program progress. There's also a new Face of the Franchise conquest that earns you 30,000 XP. And it also will give you guys a few hidden packs. I know because I already did it. I believe there's a hidden the show pack, or is it hidden? There's only one. I think it's 2 hidden the show packs. There's a hidden All in His Habit pack, and then just for completing it, along with the 30 XP you get, I believe it's 2 prospect packs, one from the AL, one from the NL, and I think there's something else. I forget what the other thing is. But yeah, it's a really good jumpstart to get on the Face the Franchise program, because the cards this year for that program are a little hard to get. You gotta be a little more grindy, I feel like, this year, but it definitely pays off in the end. And they also added Headliners Set 2, which will come out this Friday, and that adds Diamond 87 Billy Wagner. Don't get me wrong, this game still has a shit ton of bugs. It always has every year. There's never really a smooth thing, especially last year since this is our first time doing crossplay. But it did actually load up this year, so I'm very glad they got the server issues somewhat dialed in. There's still random disconnects though, that is the thing, but there are still a lot of bug things, glitch things. Some things are getting tracked, but they did say that they are in the works of fixing all those things. So hopefully they stay true to their word. Fortnite did get a patch this week. We have the Daily Bugle now is going to have resistance troops and a boss named the Hunt Master Saber. Yeah. You have the heavy sniper rifle unvaulted, and that's going to be a big counter to tanks. There wasn't anything in the notes that it said that they took out the rocket launcher, the Javelin, but definitely adding the heavy sniper rifle, I feel like it's going to be a big help in getting rid of tanks, considering they still have 2900 damage. And I believe they brought building back too. They didn't put that in the notes, but I'm pretty sure they did. I saw a thing on the it was like a poster thing in game. There's now assault rifle funding. So you know how, what was it, last week they had the turret funding where you can it's like different turrets or whatever for the tank or some shit. But now it's assault rifle funding. So spend gold bars. You'll find donation things all around the map. And it's basically to pick, the community to pick, would they rather have the MK7 stay or the combat assault rifle stay? One of them does have to leave, as they said, which as it was the last donation thing. So I would rather have the combat assault stay, just because the MK7 is an absolute laser and destroys people in 2 seconds. So the combat and Stinger SMGs also have gotten a nerf. Actually, more importantly, the combat did, because now it matches the same headshot damage as the Stinger. And it also for both the guns, they did reduce damage to structures and to players. So we're probably still going to have spray meta, but hopefully maybe not as much. I don't know. Yeah. Max Payne 1 and 2. Rockstar has officially said that they do have plans with the original developers at Remedy to remake both Max Payne 1 and 2. Well, that's cool. The only Max Payne I played was Max Payne 3, I think. Like, I haven't even played the whole thing. I think I only played like snippets of it. But I did hear from people that 1 and 2 actually is really good and probably the best ones in the series. So that's a cool nostalgia factor for a lot of the older Max Payne players. It said that it will be made by the Control engine. So that game Control, that game's engine is what will be making these remakes. So that's pretty cool. And they did confirm that it will be on PC, PS5, PS4, Xbox One, and Series X/X or X/S. My God, Xbox has a freaking mouthful with their freaking console names. But yeah, that's pretty much all for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's news. Not a little more than last week, that's definitely for sure. Definitely some cool and exciting things about the new Tomb Raider. Make sure you guys give me your thoughts about that, and also the new Ghost Recon that is rumored to be released as well. And what do you guys think about the Unreal Engine 5? And how is it going to affect games in the future? And will E3 be back forever? So yeah, that's it for me, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all next week. Peace.